Hello everybody. Today I am going to review the next Tru-Tone product. I've got these Tru-Tone C7 Jeweltones. And they are this style of light bulb. The transparent coating. Here's a look at the box they came in. And there's their website, and I'll have a link in the description. This is a box of 5 colors. Got the red, orange, green, blue, and what they call magenta. And up against the Tru-Tone Jeweltones is going to be D33 Merry Brights from the 1960s. Let's take a moment to compare the bulbs. These are glass construction with the exterior coating just like the vintage counterparts over here. And they are roughly the same dimensions. There's what they look like side by side. Now I will get them populated into the sockets and we'll test them out. There's kind of a look at both of them side by side. And as before, I'm going to use these 2 light strands and populate the different bulbs. Tru-Tone Jeweltone will be in this strand of 7. D33 GE Merry Bright will be in that strand. A little while later I have the bulbs populated in the light sockets. Let's turn them on and see what they look like. Side by side off, the color looks pretty good. Now let's turn them on and see how they compare. Not bad. I'll turn the overhead light off. And they do look pretty good, I have to admit. So now what I'll do next is do one color at a time, side by side. Probably use where the blue ones are, because they're lined up pretty well. I'll start with the blue since they're already there. Up first, let's compare the blues. Again, this is a Tru-Tone Jeweltone. That's a D33 GE Merry Bright. Side by side, turn the light off. They look pretty close. I have to say they did a pretty good job getting that color just about right. This one's just a tiny bit more vivid. But other than that, that's pretty good color. Now let's try green. That looks pretty good to me. They did a pretty darn good job with the green. Next up, let's try red. And once again, that looks good to me. Nice deep red on each one of them. Slight advantage to the incandescent, just because that's the way it is. But that's quite acceptable. Now, we'll move on to the next color. Let's take a look at orange. Again, Tru-Tone Jeweltone. And this is not a Merry Bright. This is a GE Cool Bright from the 1980s. I don't have any Merry Brights that are orange. I don't know that they offered orange. This one's a little deeper orange than the Cool Bright GE, but both still look pretty nice. This one, you can tell the light's not as directional because the whole glass envelope's lit up evenly. But that's pretty good. Pretty darn good. So on to the next color. Lastly, this is the color they call Magenta, and this is the Magenta D33 Merry Bright by GE. Okay, this is where the Tru-Tone Jeweltones come up a little short. That's a phenomenal color right there in real life. The camera doesn't do it justice to what that really looks like. This looks like kind of a dull red, light red, faded out red, something like that. So this bulb here, what they call Magenta, that one needs a little tweaking. Let's put this up against a pink one. I've got a pink light bulb somewhere out right here. This also that I'm going to try would be an acceptable color. More like the vintage C7 transparent colored bulbs, Cool Brights. The Cool Brights didn't offer this way back when, but this is a Noma C7, probably from the late 60s, early 70s era, and that's a real nice bright pink color. See there? This one's way more vivid than this. And what I can do next is we'll compare this to a red. And that's a Twinkle, by the way. That's all I had of that vintage. So let's try the Jeweltone red. I've got the Jeweltone red versus what they're calling Magenta. As you can see, not a whole heck of a lot of difference. That's a nice deep red. I'll give them that. This just looks like it's faded out a little bit. Like this one, say it's been used 2 or 3 seasons, so now it looks like that. It's just faded from age and use. So my only gripe is that Magenta color needs a little tweaking. Needs to be more pink or more like the Magenta from the D33 Merry Brights. So overall, I'm real happy. We can go for a last look at these and see what they look like in service. I have a set of these up on the house, and that gives an idea of what they would look like in an actual display. And here's what a strand looks like in service. I don't detect any flicker at all with my eye or through the camera. So Tru-Tone, they did an overall good job on these bulbs. And here's the second set I have in service. Again, they look nice. They don't give me a headache while looking at them. So, once again, this has been my review of Tru-Tone Jeweltone C7 bulbs. Thank you for watching.